In this video, I would like to show you a new and powerful way to manage permissions within WorkMax. In the past, it may have been a challenge for some, as managing permissions would require someone to go through each permission one by one to enable devices, and then you would need to go to each employee to make sure they're assigned the correct permissions in order for them to see their correct jobs. We've managed to add a new way to handle this. For starters, I'm going to open up our module settings, go to System, and you'll notice that the permission menu here has changed. In the past, we just had permissions and automatic permissions. We still have automatic permissions, but it's changed. By clicking on permissions, you'll see that this menu is now different. There still are automatic permissions that have been imported over from our accounting system, but one thing that's been newly added are permission profiles. A profile allows us to automatically apply permissions to employees as they get imported or as new jobs get added. A profile allows us to manage how permissions get assigned to employees automatically. By setting up a new profile, I'm going to give it a name. And you'll see here are my list of permissions. And what I want to do is I want to set up a very basic rule where all employees can clock into any job. Well, in the past, I would have had to go through and select certain permissions for an employee. In this situation, I'm just going to select all, existing and new. This will enable that if I add more jobs later on, that these jobs will automatically get assigned to every employee. And then I'm going to go to employees here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I could select employees one by one for this permission, or I can select all, existing and new, so that way everybody gets included. Another feature is I'm going to go down to devices, and I'm going to do the same thing with devices. So all devices automatically get added to this profile. I'll save that. Now that that's saved, all I have to do is go to employees and make sure that they're assigned the correct user role. However, if I click on an employee in here, I can go to their permissions tab, and I can see that they're now assigned to this company permission profile. They're ready to go, they have the correct permissions, and they don't need to do anything more for them. But what happens if I hire a new employee, add a new device, or add a new job? Well, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to open up my WorkMax. I'm going to select a few employees in here. You can see that they're all electrical employees. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page. I'm going to find my electrical employees and be sure they're assigned the correct user role. And you'll see that the company permission profile is automatically assigned. They're ready to go. They can get the device set up and they can start clocking in and out right away. Now, what if I want to make my permission profiles more advanced, such as assign permissions to employees based off of the department that they belong to or a department of a job? In this account, I've added departments for my employees and jobs. I want it set up so that way when new jobs or employees get imported in, that permissions will get assigned based off of their department. If I go and look at my permissions, you'll see that I have set up two profiles already, one for concrete and one for drywall. I haven't imported any employees or jobs over yet, but I wanted to show you how this permission was set up. I created a permission called concrete, and you can see that it has the concrete contractor department selected for imported permission departments. And if I go to employees, I can see the concrete contractor department is selected here as well. So let's go ahead and import these employees. Now we'll import jobs. And finally, we'll import cost codes. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page. I'm going to open up my permissions. Go to concrete. Now you'll notice only my concrete jobs are selected. If I go to employees, you'll see that only my concrete employees are selected. I've also turned on devices to include all devices, so all my devices are automatically selected. But what happens if I need to import a new department? You'll see my departments are already entered, so let's go ahead and import the rest. Now that I've gone ahead and imported the rest of my employees and jobs, I'm going to go ahead and set up the rest of my profiles. I'll select excavation. We'll call it excavation. Then I'll go to Employees and select the Excavation Department. We'll go to Devices and select all devices and hit Save. Now when I go into my excavation profile, I'll see that my excavation jobs are automatically selected and my excavation employees are automatically selected. Anytime I add any more excavation employees or jobs, they'll automatically get assigned to this profile. That way when employees clock in, they only see the jobs for their assigned department. We hope that permission profiles will be an added value to your company. If you have any questions, please let us know.